is contraction and relaxation. Mula bandha is a bandha, a closed, closed and held anus.
Okay. Okay. Is it just the anus or a little above it? So, that's how I was thinking that Mulabandham and Ashwini Mudra is still the same. That is pulling the anus muscles and holding it. But according
you
to
do 10 Ashwini Mudras and one Mulabandha, the 10th.
Okay, so I would
holding it in the contracted state is the bandha.
At the same place or little above?
Yeah, same
based
place.
On
same
Dr.
place.
Swadhandra Devi's slide deck.
Yes.
And based on her statements last week.
Yes.
Mulabandham is little above the anal orifice. So is that
see, in the pelvic floor, you have 3 openings. One for the urination, another for the birth canal, another for the motion to pass.
Anal orifice.
The front one is the urinary passage. Second one, middle one is the vaginal opening, the birth canal. Third one is the anal canal, anal opening. And all the 3 are located in the levator ani itself, the muscle of the pelvic floor, same muscle. And only doctors or people who have understood the anatomy of the pelvic floor can explain to the other to do the contraction in between anal orifice and the urethral orifice. So to make it simple, they said, or they understood it as the sphincter contraction relaxation.
So being
to be precise,
yourself,
to be precise, it has to be in the area of vagina. The male, they don't have the vagina. Female, they have. So they can easily contract that. Whereas in the male, it is much more easier, but to understand it, it's difficult. So you bring it in little bit in front of the anal orifice. I think you can try now. No, just even the Ashwini Mudra itself, to put it in the right way, it is the center of contraction will be between the anal orifice and the urinary passage. Just behind the scrotum and in front of the anus. Dr. Devi, you please give your version of Ashwini Mudra.
Okay. What I am saying is only what I learned from my guru. So, and when we practice regularly, we can understand the difference between Ashwini Mudra and Mulabandha. Ashwini Mudra, we don't contract the levator ani or any other muscle group, only the sphincter contraction that we can do independently of the levator ani and the pelvic floor. Whereas Mulabandha is lifting up the perineal body. So that is the lifting up the whole pelvic floor muscles. So that is how Swami Satyananda, he has written a book called Mulabandha.
Mulabandha, yes.
The Mulabandha, he calls it a master key to enter into the spiritual world. And Ashwini Mudra is a prerequisite of Mulabandha. That's what he has taught us. So and as I explained yesterday, when we do Ashwini Mudra, we are bringing the parasympathetic nervous system into action. And then after that, when we do a pelvic floor contraction, what we do is that perineal body is supposed to be the Karumayam.
That is exactly the point. Now,
when we say Bandha is a psychic lock. So when we do
keep it locked.
Supposing we cook a food in the gas burner, if you just leave it open, the steam will just go up and then it will just spread across. There is no force in it. But when you close it and then when you put a nut on it, you put a valve on it, the pressure increases inside. And then at one stage, it's so much that it lifts that thing, and with a hissing noise, it goes quite high above. Sometimes it may even throw off the nut and reach the ceiling. Have you seen the cooker bursting? So in the same way, when you put the Mula Bandha and you try to block the Muladhara chakra, and then with the breathing practices with Ashwini Mudra, you increase the heat inside the Muladhara chakra, that is the Karumayam. Then the Kundalini Shakti, which is there, coil, it's in a form of a liquid there, and then with the heat. So that is called the Sakti Kanal or Mula Kanal. And it is like liquid petroleum gas. Supposing you have in a gas cylinder, you have a liquid petroleum gas and it is kept closed. But when you open and then it becomes a gas and then goes high up and then gives you the light and heat on the energy. So the same way in the Muladhara chakra is supposed to the battery that is given to us by our parents in this thing, traditional Chinese medicine, that is called the ancestral Shi or the source Shi. Yuan Shi it is called. And they say it is transmitted and there is a certain amount of fluid there and it goes on rejuvenating you throughout your life. It gives the energy for all your life processes throughout your life. And it can be replenished daily by doing good food and practices and all that. And it can be depleted by doing the unnecessary activities and excessive feelings, excessive emotions, excessive sexual thoughts and all those things. And it cannot be replaced, but it can be, the depletion can be retarded by these yogic practices and all that. So this is, which is in the liquid form, when we do increase because of our breathing, and then this thing, when the heat is increased there, it comes into a gaseous form and goes through the Sushumna Nadi. And then that is called the Ojas. And then that Ojas, when it becomes the energy and lights up the Sahasrara. Sahasrara is supposed to be the cerebral cortex. So the cerebral cortex, it goes and opens up all the latent brain cells. See, we have more than 80 to 100 billion nerve cells, neurons, which is, so most of it is latent or sleeping. So when this energy goes to the Sahasrara, it wakes up so many new connections, so many new cells, so that your activity, your talent, your capacity, everything is improved. That is why Siddhas, they improve Ashtama, Siddhi, everything they got, because they transform this Kundalini Shakti into the Ojas and took it by the breath to the Sahasrara to convert it into Tejas. That is why when doctor yesterday he showed the picture, in the cell he has taken the picture, you can see the difference in the person's face, and that is called Tejas. That is the sort of brightening, and Sivavakya also says Mene Sivandiram. So that Tejas, when it comes and your cerebral cortex opens up and more number of neurons are brought into function, you get unlimited energy, unlimited facility like telepathy, clairvoyance, all those things. And that's what the Siddhas achieved. They almost opened up most of their brain. So that is how our Swamiji has taught us. And this practice, of course, is codified very nicely by Swami Vedadari Maharishi.
The difference between Vedadari Maharishi and Satyananda Maharaj is expressions is Maharishi has put it in simple terms,
Yes.
the most simple terms. Those terms are also scientifically can be shared. And this simplicity with closeness to science makes it special. Though it may not,
You're not able to answer so many people, no, when they ask you questions in a class, even I ask the postgraduate students, professors, I mean, you are not able to explain the process, no, to the students and the public.
The nearest is Swamiji's expression, and I just try to make it more expressible.
Okay.
It is with applying science, we can explain it better. That is what I was trying to do on Saturday.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't attend on Saturday.
Dr. Vijay Padma here?
Yes, I am here.
No, Vijay Padma.
Yes, available, doctor.
Yes, sir. There.
Or Vijay Gupta.
Yeah. Vijay Padma.
Padma.
Oh.
Dr. Vijay Padma, ma'am.
Yes, sir. I'm there.
Yes,
I've
yes.
been listening.
You put on the video so that
Yes, sir.
others can see you. So that
Okay.
others can see you. You are new to the group.
Yeah. Okay, I'm in the
Oh.
house. So.
Right. Very good. Thank you for being with us.
Yeah.
Able to
Good evening, sir.
follow what is being
Yeah,
said.
yeah. I've been there throughout. I hope
Yes.
I'm audible.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
Yes, audible.
Ma'am, I heard your explanation also, and also about Dr.
Swatantra
Rabindranath
Devi.
sir is saying. Yeah, ma'am, I have
Yes.
heard your explanation.
Now-
I'm not very good at yogic explanation. I cannot do, but we have been doing scientific experimentation on the application of this. Like people who are following Kayakalpa yoga, what are the benefits of that we have been doing? I think sir knows he have been associated with Dr. Rabindranath.
Yes, definitely.
Can I
Just
share
tell
my
me the-
views on
Just-
like what experiments we have done? Yeah.
Just explain your
Actually, what
studies.
we have done is, findings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ma'am, taken two set of people. Actually, we have done in 4 groups, 3 groups. People who have not been following Kayakalpa Yoga, we have taken the age group between 45 to 60. And also those who have been practicing for a very long time, more than a year or so. They've been practicing for a very long time. And the people who have been just introduced to Kayakalpa Yoga, we have taken before and after practicing Kayakalpa Yoga for, I think, about 1 month or 1 month or
1 month, 1 month.
I think.
1
We
month.
have seen the benefits after following Kayakalpa Yoga. So what we have done is how it affects mitochondrial biogenesis, how it induces mitochondrial gene expression levels we have studied, and how it improves the mitochondrial function. So first what we have taken is, we have taken all the BMI and we have taken the individuals who are not having any chronic
Comorbidities.
what do you say, chronic diseases like diabetes. Yeah, no comorbidities, only healthy people. Apparently healthy people without any comorbidities we have selected between the age group of 45 to 60, both males and females. One group is controls, that means who have not been practicing Kayakalpa Yoga, and age matched controls, people who have been practicing Kayakalpa Yoga for a very long time. That means beyond 1 year, more than 1 year. So first, in the first experiment, actually we have compared, first to rule out that the people are not having any of the comorbidities. We have checked all the basic parameters to rule out. And then after recruiting those individuals, we have collected, we have studied the mitochondrial gene expressions. Mitochondria, the genes which are indicators of mitochondrial function. So the expression of gene levels we have studied between these two groups. We definitely found good expression levels. All the genes which are involved in mitochondrial biogenesis. That means usually mitochondria are, in aged individuals after 45, 60 and all, the mitochondrial function tends to reduce. Okay, but after Kayakalpa Yoga, we found that there is some improvement in the mitochondrial function. The gene expression levels are slightly higher in the people who have been practicing Kayakalpa Yoga compared to the ones which are not who are not following Kayakalpa Yoga. That is one finding. Then we have seen
correction. Just a clarification. Is the Kayakalpa group slightly better or definitely better?
Yeah, definitely better, sir. But this we could definitely, there is a significant improvement. But to prove that point, we have taken individuals who have never been introduced to Kayakalpa Yoga. So we have their mitochondrial function, and we just for 1 month, we could prove that there is a significant improvement. This confidently we can say that it is because of this particular practice there is a significant improvement in the mitochondrial function. This 1 month practice itself has induced significant improvement in the mitochondrial function, as seen by the mitochondrial, gene expression levels. We have done experimentally, but people
what
who have been following for a
parameters
very
you
long
have
time,
studied?
definitely. We have studied mitochondrial biogenesis. That means genes which are involved in mitochondrial. What do you say? Biogenesis means mitochondrial new mitochondrial production has started. That is one thing. And also we could see the number of mitochondria are more. With the fluorescent dyes we have shown that the mitochondrial number also is slightly more, like more. Fluorescence, with the fluorescence, we have seen the difference between the individuals. The intensity of the mitochondria, fluorescence in the people who are following is more. So that is one thing. Mitochondria have been, fluorescently tagged, and we could see mitochondrial biogenesis genes which are involved in new mitochondrial production. Those gene levels we have seen, the expression levels have gone up after following started this Kayakalpa Yoga. But people who have been following for a very long time, definitely there was much more improvement than the people who have newly started, like 1 month or something like that. But we could clearly see with this, because many people suggested, how are you comparing people who have not followed any time and those who have been following? Because the individuals are genetically they are different, no? Because individuals are different, you cannot compare. So to prove the point, we have taken the same in followed who have never followed Kayakalpa Yoga, and after practicing for some time in the same, have done that to prove the point. So this alone we have done. Mitochondrial function we have proved with several genes. We have taken about some 6-7 mitochondrial genes, expression levels of those genes. We have collected the blood sample and peripheral monocytes we have taken. From the peripheral monocytes we have taken out the RNA, and then the genes, specific genes with the primers and all, PCR amplification. We have done with reverse transcriptase, real-time PCR levels, quantitative PCR levels. We have done the quantitative expression, improvement in the gene expression levels. We have studied through quantitative PCR, real-time PCR studies. And also, I told you fluorescence dye. With the fluorescent dye also, we could see that the mitochondrial number has increased. which are the mitochondria have been fluorescently tagged, and we have measured the fluorescence levels in all the experimental groups.
Oh,
Am I audible?
one more question, madam.
Yes,
One
sir.
more question. How many parameters altogether you have taken for the study? Gene expression,
Gene expression levels.
biogenesis.
We have taken important genes we have taken, and
No,
all the biochemical
total
parameters
number.
must rule out.
Total number. How
Total
many?
number. So biochemical
15 or
parameters are
16?
many we have taken. We have lipid profile and all, everything we have
Approximately.
taken to rule out that there are no comorbidities. So
No.
biochemical parameters, we have checked the BMI and also we have taken the sugar level.
No. With
We have
reference
taken the
to,
lipid profile. Yeah.
madam, with reference to
Yes, sir.
mitochondrial study, how many
Mitochondria
parameters you
alone,
have selected? Mitochondria alone.
minimum 6 genes. Minimum 6 genes we have seen expression levels, real-time PCR quantification.
I
And
I saw some 10 to
yeah,
15,
Yeah,
16
10 to 12.
parameters in the bar diagram.
I think there are more than that. More than
How
that.
many?
But
How many?
about 10 to 12 parameters with
10
the
to
bar
12
diagram.
parameters, out of which has any single parameter shown any decrease?
We cannot say,
No,
we cannot say
from
the
the
decrease
results-
is not there. Decrease is not there, sir.
See, I just want everyone to appreciate that there is no decrease in the value of
Yes.
any of the parameters
Yeah.
studied. And all
Yeah.
of them show almost an outstanding increase in the
Yes.
study group
In 1
as
month,
against the
in
control
1
group.
month. In 1 month study level itself, it is more, sir. But especially with people who have been practicing for a very long time have significantly more compared to the 1 month exposure.
Is it,
1 month practice.
Is it double the normal control group? Is it double the control group, the rise, increase?
Double, we cannot exactly say, sir, because
No, roughly,
because I
roughly.
have just come. Those things are not in my hand right now, but significant
No.
improvement because we say level of significance only we see, but double
No.
I cannot say exactly.
No. The control level was showing only 2 or 3 millimeters. The study group showed some 30 or more millimeters. Isn't it?
That it depends on how we are comparing, how we are
in the bar diagram, the bar diagram for gene expression shown, it was like that. If it is 3 millimeters in the control group, it was more than 4 or 5 times the size of the control group, isn't it?
I will tell you, sir, because because it
right.
depends on the scale.
What I want is, now what I'm trying to arrive at is,
I can say level of significance is there. Yeah, I
Yes.
understand, sir, but your point I get it, but it depends on the scale we are taking.
Right, Oma.
And also the genes we are taking.
Yes.
So those things housekeeping genes.
Now what I want to ask is,
Dr. Yam, mute ஆயிடுச்சு. Dr. Yam.
can we use this technique to measure the whatever causative factor?
Dr. Yam, கொஞ்சம் repeat பண்ணுங்க.
Able to hear?
Yes, sir, I am able to hear, but I didn't get you. You said?
Is it possible to quantify, to measure the whatever hormone or chemical you have studied, to see how much it, I just want to quantify. Is it possible? What is the method
I have seen the
measure?
gene expression levels. I have not started any hormones or anything. maybe in future we have to see adiponectin
I'm
or some
ignorant.
other hormones. Maybe we can see, but right now, yeah, we were thinking of some melatonin, adiponectin, and all that. We have not tried yet. We have studied only the gene expression levels. Mitochondrial function mainly we actually targeted. We have seen the mitochondrial because they are mainly implicated in aging. Initially, we wanted to see because mitochondria are very important for most of the comorbidities, especially we were trying for diabetes, and also they play a major role in aging. So that's why we have targeted only mitochondrial function. As of now, we have not studied about other parameters like the hormones and all. We have not checked. We have not checked the level. But it is possible.
I
They're
feel
all, yeah.
all the participants will agree
Yeah.
with me to congratulate Dr. Vijay Padma for having taken up this study and has given a very boosting confidence for the practitioners of Kayakalpa in a scientific way.
Yes. Very, very impressive work, madam.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now,
Very
is
impressive
Mobali
and
Rajan there?
Yes,
scientific
yes, sir.
work you have taken, madam.
Yes, sir.
Congrats.
Rajan, Dr.
Is
Mabali
Mobali
Rajan.
Rajan
Sir,
there?
Baba Nirajan sir is also part of our this thing. He
Available.
also
Yes,
will.
yes, yes.
Available.
Hello, 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 ma'am. Hello, sir.
Hello,
Ah,
sir.
come, Valga Valamadan.
Sir, we have
You-
communicated
you
this paper,
ventilate.
research paper for some publication.
Okay,
No.
okay. I've seen some
No,
communication.
Mobali Rajan.
Yes.
We have seen, we have studied. That's all okay. Now we don't have much
Yes,
time. Now, just tell me,
Okay,
is it possible to measure
Hello.
the benefits, that is the positive change? Can we quantify it? Is there anything to measure the effectiveness of Kayakalpa, the output of Kayakalpa?
So basically, what I want to say, it depends on the question what we are asking. Question. So what question we want to ask? That is very
That is,
important.
I just want
But also
to,
it depends on the expertise. Yeah.
want to know, is there any
Yeah.
possibility of measuring the effect of Kayakalpa? The change
Of
produced by
course it is
Kayakalpa,
possible.
is it possible?
Yes, of course it is possible, sir. Because
By what
I
method?
think when what you asking, sir?
By what method
It can be
we can
measured.
measure?
It can be measured. It can be measured because based
By
on my
what method?
experience,
Huh?
by measuring some neurohormonal parameters.
So these are all very elaborate and time consuming.
No. It's not time consuming. I
Ah.
think here, I think
It is only money consuming, is it?
Yes.
Of
Sir, if
course,
we have
obviously.
the kits are available, we can easily do.
No.
The kits are
Basically,
costly.
I think the Malati ma'am is there. Malati ma'am,
Yes, yes.
She's doing PhD, and you can ask her. It is always possible, and I think with the help of, I think she enthusiastically, and in fact, we wanted to start the effect of Kayakalpa and other yoga. Other means kind of Kundalini yoga related system. How this affect the neurohormonal parameters? I think that is a part of her PhD thesis.
Yes,
So
yes.
initially, we started like before yoga and after 3 months of yoga kind of thing. And we had some preliminary data when we were doing with Parameshwaran. So that helped us to go to the next level. What are all the parameters that can be measured kind of thing? So we measured some parameters. So very interesting data it has come. And in fact, I think, she had gone one step ahead, Malati ma'am. And in fact, she contacted the company to get a concern for the participation of the employee itself. In fact, see divided. Initially, I thought that we'll have only two groups. One group is having doing Kundalini yoga or Kayakalpa yoga. Another group is not doing any kind of yoga system. Third group she voluntarily included, that is like the gym group. So only exercise, no meditation kind of thing. So that has given a boost to the entire study. And we found that there are some parameters like hormone, happy hormone parameters. We say oxytocin, melatonin, serotonin. All three are significantly increased only in the meditation group, not in gym group, not in control group. And
Wonderful.
In addition to that, the gym group also had some parameters elevated. Not necessarily that all groups, only meditation group had shown highest happiness hormone and all, but gym group had shown one hormone is really elevated. So meaning gym also had shown some benefit, but beyond that, this meditation group had shown fantastic benefit. In fact, she has the data, and we are in the process of communicating. Kind of, I think Malati ma'am can tell something more about
Yes. Thank you, Mobali Rajan. Thank you.
In fact,
And he has helped Vijay Padma to start this study, and he has contributed to help Malati ma'am to study also. So I expect this very industrious group to think of identifying methods, simple methods to measure the
of course,
outcome of the expression of the Kayakalpa. Now, I am happy to. Is Malati ma'am here?
Valka Valamudan, sir. Yes, sir, I'm here.
Valka Valamudan. Put on the video, ma.
Okay, sir. Yeah. Valka Valamudan.
Okay. Valka Valamudan. I am seeing Malati ma'am for the first time, even though we have been exchanging
Yes, sir.
ideas for a long time. Okay, ma'am. Thank you. You just tell me what you have observed.
Yeah, sir. As Dr. Mabli Rajan sir said, we have observed that the meditation group had shown a significant increase in happy hormone level. And my topic is effect of Sky practices on psychoneuroimmunology parameters. So we have, with the help of Mabli Rajan sir, we have found out the results. I'll just show if I can share the screen. Okay, I'm not able to share the screen. I can show I thought I can show the PPT on that. So luckily I could do my research in my office itself. It is a oil and gas industry head office, which was there in the, corporate office, which is there in the Gurgaon, Kane Oil and Gas. So I took it took almost 4 months to get the permission from the management itself, from HR, because we are collecting the blood samples from the participants. So that was really a challenging task for me. And then I need to approach various departments within the office itself. And I called for almost 300 people for the research, and I could get only 100 participants for that. And luckily we were able to continue with that participant. And post samples we collected around 72 from my office itself, and which we divided into 3 groups. One was doing the aerobic exercise, kind of gym exercises, and one group with Kayakalpa and meditation alone. They were doing it for 40 minutes a day, and one was a control group. The 3 groups, we could see very good result on, as doctor said, on happy hormones like serotonin, melatonin, oxytocin, and this was my study, sir. And luckily, what I could make out from my research is on the post sample which I was taking, I could feel a stressor which has been created on that day. It's not been voluntarily created, but luckily I got a stressor in the office. It is like the people were asked to get transferred into a offshore location. I mean, most of the people who are been taken for my research, and it has actually increased the cortisol level and how that parasympathetic nervous system has affected on their system. So that's what the very good. I mean, luckily it happened, and this is how we have measured not actually a stress management. It is actually a stress resilience which I have measured. Thank you, sir.
வாழ்க வளமுடன். வாழ்க வளமுடன். Very nice. And the group will be happy about your efforts and study, I think. Congratulations. And now we have another newcomer, but a veteran in the yoga studies, yoga research. Mr. Raghavendra Swami. Hello.
Vanakkam, sir. Good evening, sir.
Righto, sir. Now you give your part, sir, about the Kayakalpa research. What is possible? What can be done? A comment about the work done so far.
Sir, as Kayakalpa is about aging, is all about, maybe it should be having a major impact over aging. One of the preliminary studies, what I think can be on DNA damage and DNA repair mechanisms, actually, sir.
DNA damage
and DNA repair mechanisms.
Reserve mechanism, right?
Repairing mechanisms, sir. DNA repair mechanism.
Repair, right?
Yes, sir. So, and apart from that, maybe a telomere length and telomerase activity can also be measured. So I joined a little late, sir. I don't know if somebody mentioned about it, but as it is to do with aging, maybe we can study telomere length, telomerase activity. So that would be giving direct information about how it is having an impact over aging. And aging, as we know, is also associated with oxidative stress, inflammation. So markers associated with oxidative stress, inflammation can also be assessed, sir.
Oxidative stress and telomeres, both Mahabali Rajan and Vijay Padma Madam, they have studied.
We have proposed. Yes, sir. We have
proposed. And they have noticed some change, and they have proposed, or they are preparing a project to include that.
Okay, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
oxidative stress also we have telomerase, oxidative stress, melatonin.
Yes, madam.
All
sorry,
those
madam.
things
I
we have
joined that. Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Yes, you proceed, sir, further.
So, yes, sir, these are the, primary areas which it might be having an impact over. And apart from that, we can also assess immunosenescence related markers, actually, sir. So that would be beneficial if we are going to study the immune system. Along with this, maybe immunosenescence markers would also be beneficial. Along with that, maybe testosterone and what is DHEA. These are another 2 more markers which are associated with this. So I think in the project which we are planning, sir, this would also be included.
Yes, sir, included.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. So yes, sir. So these are kind of common markers which would be having a direct impact over aging. Sir. So yes, sir. Maybe based on this, we can extend the study further, looking at some gene sequencing or something like that, sir.
Now, Indraji.
Yes.
You can give your comments briefly.
I think that you all are doing such tremendous work.
And you are responsible for bringing all of us together in Zoom.
Well, it is all divine providence, let me tell you. But
yes,
I'm very much appreciating with Vijay that what your efforts last few years, I would say last 10 years, coordinating the people, the doctor, the medical researchers to come to this level, hats off, really. I think that we need to really come together to write something that has helped, and the process. It is just like how Brahman becomes many. One Kayakalp or Ashwini Mudra, what it does to the body, to the mind, with the research that you already have in place. It is a marvelous contribution that you are making. And I think that if we really get organized and put these things together in a more precise, with the data, with the research, how it has impacted, then we can present this to a Western receptive audience of medical people. And I think
that is your job,
yes,
to identify the receptive research group in yoga. Is your job. You identify the forum. We will get ready to come and get associated there.
Okay.
Thank
so
you.
I have a suggestion. When
Yes.
Professor Ravindran, he's teaching. He has come a few times to US, and he's in contact with many doctors in the medical profession. I think that what we can do is to tap into, and those people are receptive, you see, and they have done enough research that we can combine and have another Zoom session with them to really where the interface is, what they have done in the US, what you are doing in India, under one approach to whether it is anti-aging or how it has impacted the hormonal level. I think that we narrow down to one or two parameters, one or two that gave a result. You see, that can motivate people to really understand that, wow, there is something going on in India that we need to really address. And the interface is the receptivity from both sides. What do you think?
Is Shakti Dharan here? Is Shakti from UK?
Yeah, not available. But Dr. Jay Prakash Saya, UK, is available.
Jay Prakashaya.
Yes.
Sir, show me yourself, sir. Present yourself.
Valga Valamudan.
Oh, Valga Valamudan.
Sorry, I missed it last week, as well as I came late this week because of my work commitment. And but I was listening fully last Saturday. You did on Kayakalpa. Excellent speech, well clarity. I was there for all the 2 hours last Saturday that your discussion.
Thank you, sir.
I was coming to the last 15 minutes of the discussion, very interesting, because I've been learning Kayakalpa for the last while. Still, I say I've been learning, even though I'm doing every day, I still feel I'm learning. But my special interest on Kayakalpa is anti-aging, age management. Because when I first met Maharishi, I asked Maharishi, I'm working on an aging research. What you would advise me, or how do you bless me? He said, you came to the right place, you learn Kayakalpa. So he put me into the right people to learn the Kayakalpa. And he said, you must take this one for anti-aging. So I've been learning anti-aging medicine since 2000, almost 21 years. Like I've been doing telomere testing. I've been doing all the 4 important biochemical biomarkers of aging, like inflammation, oxidation, and methylation, and DNA repair. I'm doing all the tests, including glycation. I'm doing all the parameters, biomarkers for age management. And I've been treating patients on age management extensively in an integrated pattern, including teaching Kayakalpa. If a client comes to me in London, I teach Kayakalpa in age management. Because, as I said to you, I done a small research 2004 for a while with a gynecologist working on Kayakalpa and hormone balancing. And also my little experience over 20 years of Kayakalpa, it has got local as well as central effect. I feel it has got neuronal as well as Wi-Fi, that is cellular effect. It's a neuronal effect as well as cellular effect. The neuronal effect through parasympathetic system from the perineal region to the hypothalamic activity, and that is a nervous control, and the cellular effect by cytokines, the Wi-Fi transmitters from the muscles, from the pelvic plexus, from cell to cell communication, that you call it as whichever the way the centers of activities or all the activating centers. So I feel Kayakalpa should be given to all the world community as a central as well as local effect of Kayakalpa. And I do not want to restrict the Kayakalpa only to the gynecological effect or a reproductive system effect. Even we were talking on Saturday evening, me, Dr. Shakti, and a few people in UK, we had a meeting on Saturday evening, last Saturday, from 5 to 7 o'clock our time. We wanted to suggest to Dr. Ravindranath Iyer and other people, instead of saying sexual vital fluid, bio-vital fluid.
Okay, that is appreciated, sir. And this is more better term. But unfortunately, we have the expression given from Maharishi. So until we settle everything, we will keep it in mind and introduce the term appropriately at the right time.
Because when we started teaching younger people in UK, we find it difficult. As soon as they think is something different, they get jerky. Even the adult people get jerky. There is something to do there.
In Tamil, Maharishi calls sexual vital fluid as Jiva Vittu Kolambu.
Excellent. Now we can say bio-vital
fluid. This is
fluid.
exactly what you say, bio-vital fluid.
Excellent. In fact, last Saturday,
it is easy.
Last Saturday,
it is easy to change, but right now, without results, convincing results, if we touch those areas, it is a very sensitive area. People may give different opinions, but that is not important. So we will keep it.
No, I'm just a suggestion. I'm not saying we should do it right away.
No. It is very valid, but I just want to show that this is really working on the scientifically proven mechanism. Then we can give any name to it and it will be accepted. And I appreciate, I have heard this from you 2-3 occasions. This bio is a very broad general term. See, instead of saying Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, we just say now peace, peace, peace. To remove the that
religious overtone.
Yes. To take off the Hindu color.
If I give you a few.
Similarly, this is possible to change.
Okay.
But let us move to the more important areas.
Apart from the terms, leave alone the terms, I want to give you a few gist of my ideas afterward, my 20 years experience with Kayakalpa and also 21 years experience in anti-aging medicine. As already you started on mitochondrial theory, there are a lot of theories of aging. I can say 18 theories of aging. I have all sorts of things. One of the best thing is that you are already started on telomeres, excellent. You have started on mitochondrial theory of aging, excellent. And hormonal theory of aging. These three are the top ones. The mitochondrial, telomere, hormonal, and also genetic repair theory as well. So I feel the mental and physical effect, that is a psychosomatic stability. In Harvard research, recently they say 15 years ago, Harvard Science said only 40% of the disease are psychosomatic. Now they slowly move to 68% of the disease are psychosomatic. Now they're coming to that. So in coming more and more, the psychosomatic effect of Kayakalpa is prevent the psychosomatic diseases or age-related or metabolic diseases. So now science is really backing up psychosomatic illness is the main cause of degenerative diseases and age-related diseases and many diseases. That is why I feel we need to focus Kayakalpa on mental and physical effect and psychosomatic stability. That is the word you used it beautifully on last Saturday. And also I feel it is a powerful anti-aging mudra. It says, this is the only mudra I can feel, the Kayakalpa, both physical as well as respiratory. That is the mechanical activity of the lower, the genetic center, and the ojas breathing, and the mind concentration, all three together. So I feel it's the soul, physical, and mental energy, all the three combining in Kayakalpa. I don't, even in the pranayama, you're only concentrating on the breathing. You're not concentrating on the mechanical effect of anything, the energy center. So that's why I feel this technology of Kayakalpa, I call it, is one of the vital one for anti-aging. So this is a wider, I call it, is a wider distribution of system affecting all the system of the body. It's a wider distribution. And another thing, Dr. Sir, Aya, Ninga Soninga, Ravindranath, about the seminal vesicles accumulation and all the secretion of prostate and everything. I want to give you some anatomy and physiology backup for that.
Yes, yes.
This is what I like to give you. Why do not concentrate on only genitourinary system on Kayakalpa? Why? Because prostate is a vestigial organ of uterus. In ladies is uterus, in a man is prostate. Both are derived from the same cells biologically. So if you compare it, the men having the prostate with the seminal vesicles, woman's comparison is the prostate is equivalent to uterus, and seminal vesicle equivalent to cervix, upper vagina and cervix part. So women have a wider distribution of reproductive system, men have a narrow reproductive system. So that's why Kayakalpa works on an extensive manner in a woman, in a small, short manner in a man. So my anatomical and physiological little knowledge, I feel Kayakalpa works in a wide area of anatomy in the ladies, like a uterus, ovaries, fallopian tube, uterus, and vagina. Men is only a testicle, vagina, prostate, and seminal vesicles in a very confined area. This is why when I look at it, what is nature's secret? If I look at it philosophically, nature's secret is multiplication, multiplication, multiplication. You know, whenever the trees and plants, everything multiplication. So this is why they say sexual vital fluid or energy is one of the nature's secret. This is why it's multiplication, multiplication, multiplication. So that is why when I look at it, the cosmic energy is the main root cause of Kayakalpa's impact on aging, anti-aging. So this is my thesis or my assumption, the cosmic energy of Kayakalpa.
I didn't hear the last part.
What I said was, my assumption is Kayakalpa is turning cosmic energy into physical energy. You know, the sexual genetic center, genetic vital center, we call them genetic Mooladhara or genetic rise center, has got a cosmic energy of accumulation. That's turned into be a physical energy to regulate all the body cells. This is my assumption or philosophy.
You are right, sir. This is exactly what is being done by the life force circulation in the body.
Excellent.
Because of the spinning activity, the energy is concentrated around the genetic center. The center of the spinning system, vertex there. So this vertical, the spinning movement, the vertex movement absorbs energy from the universal magnetism and pushes it into the biomagnetism, and the biomagnetism gets intensified and accumulates near the in and around the center of the genetic center.
Excellent.
This is the connectivity between the universal energy and the bioenergy, and that is done simply by the magical activity of the life force. And
sorry,
that is why I say Maharishi's hypothesis on life force is much more important to the world than any other thing. And he is the only one, to my knowledge, I may be wrong, to say that life force is represented by the first of the Panchabhutas, the Akash element.
Because
and
I just want, I'm sorry.
This explains the energy movement from one place to other, from the static to the dynamic, and in the dynamic, the various levels, from the vital fluid level, the OJS level, and the biomagnetic level. All these things are explained by the life force behavior. So when that is combined, divinity automatically enters into the subject. So there is nothing possible without the divinity.
Absolutely.
And we are very much concerned. We are made up of divinity, and we are the expression of divinity, and we help in the journey of the consciousness with the divinity.
Your Saturday's lecture was really eye-opening. In three things, I was really fascinated with your talk. The one was, what is the equivalent? The Prasanna was asking a question to you, the vital fluid energy for female, is it only for a male or not for female? He asked the question, you gave an excellent answer. His vital fluid is both female and male, is from each side of it. It's coming from in a large area for female, in a small area for a male. And also another one that Mr. Karthik gave, given a very good way of a biovital fluid, is a excellent coined word for the Kayakalpa. And also the Radha Ravichandran is given a very good idea of is the molecule, atom, atomic energy. From the Mooladhara to how the energy flow to the Durian, she gave an excellent word of molecule, atom, subatomic energy. That was a very nice flow of energy. Put it in the right direction in the scientific terms. It was really mind-boggling when she said that word. And you gave a very good endorsement for that as well. So I'm really excited to join the team, to put little my input into it, to go further, because I have a good scientific team in US and Europe on anti-aging team. And I have spoken to them about the Kayakalpa. And they are based in Germany, Swiss, UK, and US. And they're all involved in anti-aging research in the scientific way. So I really want to one day, I want to bring all my scientists involved in the aging research to Aliyar and make this really into wide open. I know
most welcome.
Yeah.
Most welcome. Yeah. This is what the consciousness 360 degrees is wanting to achieve.
Because I want to bring the telomere scientists, I want to bring the genomic scientists, I want to do the inflammation, glycation, and all the top scientists in the each chemical process to Aliyar and give a little, what you call the discussion and conference to make it how we can integrate Kayakalpa into the modern science.
I just say hip hip hooray to JP.
Oh, it's all Maharishi's blessings and wishes that he gave me a long time ago.
So he is the driving force for our group now.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Otherwise, we will not be able to identify people and get them at this hour here together.
Because as I was telling always to Professor Rangasamy, we need to concentrate on younger generation. For that, without science, we cannot say that. Because I still remember one little incident in San Francisco. I was there in an anti-aging conference in 2002. There was a professor putting a paper on calorie restrictions and life longevity. He worked on rats in Los Angeles and restricted the calorie, 1/3 life extension. Then I stood up and said, it's been told in our Indian Vedic science, Mundoga Upanishad, 1/3 food, 1/3 water, 1/3 empty stomach, prolonged life. That's been, immediately the scientist came and told me, don't tell me your great-great-grandmother told you. Where is the scientific evidence I have given you? And that hit me very heavily. We have to work on modern science, unless otherwise the younger generation will not accept our golden way of life in the future, in the past. I hope the other people give me the ideas about it.
I think that is a very revealing factor, right? If you want to, the kind of impact what we seek to attain, if you want to make that possible, we need to hit in a very big manner. Even if you're collecting scientific data, the place where we need to publish, it has to be in Nature magazine, Nature journal, nothing less than that. I mean, we should strive for that kind of a level. If we want to strive for that, then we need to have that level of data that needs to be collected. Okay? That level of, on a mass level, data that needs to be collected. Maybe what would help us is, as a next step, to identifying what data we need to collect. As a group, if we come to a conclusion on
this is exactly what I want to assign to you. You just take the essence of this meeting and put it in solid words that are what we have gained by today's meeting and what it directs us to work on. Okay.
I have two open questions, sir.
Yes.
The very first question, based on our discussions from last week and further discussions today, I'm still, I think there is an open point on the difference between Ashwini Mudra and Moolabandham. Maybe we need to completely sort it out. All the data we have collected so far on telomerase and mitochondria and the hormones, the way how they do Ashwini Mudra, is there any difference? Will that make any difference? That
it makes all the difference.
Between
it makes all the difference.
Anus muscles and between the anal orifice and at the point between vaginal orifice and anal orifice. That irumayathukum karumayathukum idayilulla and when you focus that point, will that make a difference or not? I think at the procedure level, WCSC or SKY organization has to be rock solid on that. The ones as a practice at the procedure, that we need to be very, very clear, very, very certain on that aspect. Once that is set, the next step is to identify which among the hormones and which among the factor measurement techniques we need to widely use, which is, and then we can hit for like maybe 1 million people or like 10,000 people. With them on such a wider audience, when we collect that kind of a data, then we are positioning Kayakalpam as a practice, which is applicable to a older wide population, worldwide population. Right? Then with that data, we can reach out for Nature magazine, or at that scale, we can reach out. Then it's like unstoppable. Right? That, I mean, that is what we all are seeking, I guess. Right? Worldwide.
Eagerly looking for.
I can just add one more to Dr. Karthik's, please, if I may. I brought one of the big scientists from Medical Research Council, MRC UK, to Aliar in 2011. His name is Dr. Kishore Baku. He's a famous scientist. He's a nanotechnology and stem cell scientist. And he's a good friend of mine. Now he works in A-Star in Singapore. When I brought him to Aliar, I took around at least 2 days we stayed there. He's very much interested in Kayakalpa. And he said, oh, we can look into the scientific way of looking at it with the nanotechnology, how the molecular energies take around during Kayakalpa with the vascular changes in the pelvic area. And then how the vascular changes radiating to the other part of the body through using nanotechnology. Because at that time, by the time I finished that ultrasound examination before and after Kayakalpa with the gynecologist in London, how the vascular channel changes, vascular tone gets better, and the distribution is better. So that is the point. Like he said, that these kind of people, the high scientists, they have access to Nature magazine. They are one of those people who select the papers as well. So this is why bringing them and make them to experience and show them what we are will be the best.
Very good. I just want the Singapore scientist, Singapore-based scientist friend of yours in our next meeting, sir.
I will try my best, sir, because he's a busy man. I will get his time for the next.
I will appeal Maharishi to bring him over here.
Because he has already visited Aliar, so easy for me to convince him.
Let us get some help from him.
He has got a network of scientists. Through him only, I got connected so many scientists around the world, in Europe as well as in the US. And now he's very convinced about our Aliar concept as well as the anti-aging ideas as well. So we'll start from him and then slowly network from further.
Okay,
because
okay.
He is very good scientist and very nice person.
Is Shanmugavel here?
No, sir. No, sir.
Dr. Shanmugavel.
Mahabali Rajan has some questions.
Yes.
Yes, Mahabali Rajan.
So when I was hearing so the Nature magazine kind of thing, because when you want to go to that level, so it should be a very novel findings should come. So want to give a clue on that novel finding, because we had done this research, hormonal research, and before that we put some kind of cytokine or cell stress kind of thing. These are all the known parameters. Starting from happy hormone means the moment you talk about meditation, and obviously the happiness and the mind peace will come. So when you're talking about the parameters, the very first thing would be the oxytocin, melatonin, serotonin. These are all the known parameters. So we measured, we confirmed. The people who do the Kundalini yoga and the Kayakalpa yoga, they have more melatonin and serotonin. Accidentally, we found one interesting hormone called orexin. The name may not be familiar, but I can say that OREXIN, orexin, or otherwise called hypophysin. The moment you heard the name hypophysin, you can automatically understand that it's coming from the hypothalamus. So that particular hormone we found elevated in a Kayakalpa group. In the first phase, the second phase where Dr. Malati ma'am done this second phase, we want to validate the same hormone again in the second phase. That is a very stringent phase. The first we have done very small sample size in a randomized way kind of thing. And second, what Dr. Malati ma'am did is a kind of very stringent group, very strict exercise, gym exercise, meditation and control kind of thing. So I want to validate that one. So this is a very new hormone to the meditation world itself. And importantly, the name, the hypothalamus. So many people may not give importance to the hypothalamus, even though we say the pituitary is a master gland. But what I feel that pituitary is also controlled by the hypothalamus. Because if you see the hormone called oxytocin, vasopressin, even though they are coming from the posterior pituitary, but the neural signal is coming from the hypothalamus. So somehow we missed the hypothalamus, but that hormone, because when we started first phase 1 in Delhi, I mean, even though we did not measure the body mass index and all, but I think personally I could see that after 3 months Kayakalpa Yoga, people become thin in nature. So that was really, I mean, a very fantastic effect even before 3 months. And after 3 months of yoga, I've seen, a good effect in the physical structure itself. Even though we could not measure the body mass index. So why I want to say this one here, when you see that what this hypophysin or orexin does, importantly, this when there is more orexin, okay, so I think more orexin that will increase the satiety, in the sense like if you eat very less, then also you'll have a satisfactory stomach filling kind of thing. So maybe that could be the reason why people become thin after 3 months yoga, even though we did not measure. But that hormone not only important in the consciousness and also important in metabolic control related things. But I think I will search the number of literature, nowhere it has been mentioned. Yes, sir, please.
Can I just supplement your saying, Mavaldirajan? You said you hit the nail on the head.
Yes, 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 sir.
I've been working on
correct.
HPA axis. I've been working on HPA axis.
Okay.
Hypothalamo, pituitary, adrenal, ovarian,
Yes.
hypothalamo, pituitary, adrenal, testosterone, testicle axis.
Correct.
This axis is been done by a company called Sanasco in North Carolina. I've been working with them. That's the one I'm going to bring them to IIT Madras for the salivary hormones and the urinary neurotransmitters, like you said.
Okay.
So how it works is things very simple, because perineal region, all the genetic centers, is surrounded by multiple parasympathetic afferent nerves. So when you do the Kayakalpa, you are stimulating the parasympathetic afferent nerves. The main nucleus in the hypothalamus is the parasympathetic nucleus is the brake center. The sympathetic nucleus is the acceleratory center. So hypothalamus main center is brake, parasympathetic, and accelerator is the sympathetic. And these two nucleus control all the neurotransmitters like orexin. You said everything, all the hormones, the control hormones are the top. So the neurotransmitters, if I may say so, serotonin is related to estrogen, and GABA is related to progesterone. Serotonin control the estrogen. GABA control the progesterone. Dopamine control the testosterone. Adrenaline and noradrenaline control the thyroid. So all the hypothalamus, as you said, the afferent reflexes from during Kayakalpa goes to the hypothalamus and regulate the signal process. Thereby,
I completely.
This is why
I completely agree with you.
This is why I suggested to Dr. Ravindranath Iyer, when I bring that laboratory to IIT Madras, neurotransmitter urine estimation and salivary hormone estimation, it's easy to collect samples from people from urine and saliva rather than puncturing. Everybody run away with the needle going into that. When you puncture with the needle, that itself increases the cortisol, and that re-regulate all the other hormones. That is why when you collect saliva hormones, it is so easy. We need to connect this laboratory with our Kayakalpa and do the research further with all the salivary melatonin, salivary cortisol, salivary, all the hormones will be very simple, and all the urinary neurotransmitters. Like you said, the orexin and all the serotonin and GABA and everything in the urine. That is
that'd be wonderful.
Sorry, carry on. I interrupted you.
No. That is a point. In fact, what you are saying, like HPR. Yes, ma'am.
No, I have a question for Dr. Jaiprakash.
Please, ma'am.
Your synthesis and your insights about some of these work that you have done, or you are coordinating all these people who are already doing some of the things. Do we have like an academic paper or some kind of a publication that can be shared with people in India?
There are a lot of publications in neurotransmitters, the HPA axis and everything. So many publications related to hormones, neurotransmitters, aging, but nothing related to our Kaya Kalpa and meditation yoga.
So,
we have to start doing that.
Why don't we work on that one aspect?
That is our future. That is our future aim. Quite rightly said that, ma'am. That is what we have to do.
And that's
actually,
why
Malati madam is researching on that.
Right? Yeah. So
I sent a paper. It's a very short paper, like 1.5 page. You please read it, and we have to really understand the theoretical basis. Then the data and the research, the synthesis that every one of you have done, we need a theoretical base.
I'll be honest with you, I have a lot of theoretical base, but I don't have any research related to Kaya Kalpa. That is what I'm plunging into the water now to do the combination.
That's where Dr. Rabindranath comes into picture to really have a theoretical basis of why this evolves into the hormones, the way the neurons work, how it is sent, the parasympathetic and sympathetic nerves. When you understand that how everything is related to different organs and how it coordinates to create that ojas. If we have the theoretical understanding of this, then data can help us to observe that, yes, this theory works. This is the basis of theory.
Excellent.
And that's
Unfortunately, I didn't know how far all the scientists in this group done it. I have to learn from them. I have to get the material. So I don't know what I don't know what Mr. Karthik doing, Mr. Malivarajan doing, what Dr. Malati doing. So I have to communicate with them more and integrate everybody together.
Yes.
Please
I
do,
think
sir.
Dr. Ravindranath is the one going to integrate everybody together for us, like sir.
So please do, sir. That will be the homework for us. You talk to each other and generate more points, more collective effort with your individual interaction.
Can you make an email
next?
Can I request
Tuesday.
Dr. Ravindranath sir? Can you make
Yes,
an email group all together so that we can put a pool in the email group like a forum? Because sometimes the meeting with the work, I couldn't get it because of the COVID here in London is erratic work now. I couldn't come in the right way. So if you put an email group, individual, then we know who is doing what and how. Sorry, I'm not really involved in this for a long time. If you integrate the email group, it will be very interesting.
Muthumani, do you follow?
Yes. I will follow.
Sir, that will be done.
Thank you, sir.
Right, sir. Now it is 9:52, and to encourage you people to come again next week, I think it is time to close. Let us show our gratitude to Maharishi for having brought us together and giving ideas for us, each one of us, to work on this. And I just beg for his blessings more to achieve what the world needs. With these words, with our prayer to Maharishi, shall we conclude? Valga Valamudan.
Valga Valamudan.
Valga Valamudan.
Valga Valamudan, sir.
Karthikeyan. Can I